What if I told you that the single most powerful thing you can do for your health after 60 costs absolutely nothing, requires zero equipment, and you can start doing it today? No gym membership, no protein shakes, no complicated diet plan. Just walking. But here's what most people don't realize. Walking after 60 doesn't just keep you fit, it literally changes your body at a cellular level. And some of these changes, scientists didn't fully understand them until just a few years ago. Stay with me, because benefit number 3 is going to absolutely shock you. Benefit number 1, your heart gets dramatically stronger. Here's something your doctor might not have explained clearly. After 60, your heart walls naturally begin to stiffen. The medical term is cardiac fibrosis, and it's one of the leading reasons heart disease spikes so sharply in older adults. But a 2018 study published in the journal Circulation found something remarkable. People over 60 who walked briskly for just 30 minutes 5 days a week over the course of 2 years actually reversed some of that stiffening. Their hearts became more flexible, more efficient, more youthful. Think about that. Not maintained, not slowed down, actually reversed. Walking gets your heart rate into what cardiologists call the aerobic zone, the sweet spot where your heart is working hard enough to strengthen itself, but not so hard that you're putting yourself at risk. And here's the part people always find surprising. You don't need to walk fast. A moderate, comfortable pace for 30 minutes is enough to trigger these heart benefits. You should be able to hold a conversation, but feel slightly breathless. That's your sweet spot. Benefit number 2, your brain actually grows. I'm not speaking metaphorically, I mean physically grows. There's a region in your brain called the hippocampus. It's the center of memory, learning, and navigation. And after the age of 60, it naturally shrinks by about 1 to 2% every single year. That shrinkage is directly linked to memory loss and increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. But here's where walking becomes genuinely extraordinary. A landmark study from the University of Pittsburgh tracked adults aged 60 to 80 over the course of 1 year. Half walked 40 minutes a day, 3 times a week. The other half did only stretching. The walkers' hippocampus grew by 2%. The non-walkers' hippocampus continued to shrink. Walking increases blood flow to the brain, triggers a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which scientists literally call miracle grow for the brain. It helps grow new neurons, strengthen connections, and protect against cognitive decline. You're not just exercising your legs, you're exercising your mind. Benefit number 3, and this is the one I promised would surprise you. Walking fixes your sleep. Not just improves it, fixes it. If you're over 60 and you wake up at 3 a.m., stare at the ceiling, or feel exhausted despite sleeping 8 hours, you're not alone. Sleep architecture changes dramatically after 60. You spend less time in deep, restorative sleep and more time in light, fragmented sleep. Most people assume this is just aging, unavoidable, something to manage with melatonin or sleep medication. But a study published in the journal Mental Health and Physical Activity found that older adults who walked regularly fell asleep faster, stayed asleep longer, and critically, spent significantly more time in deep sleep stages compared to sedentary adults of the same age. Why? Walking does 3 things for sleep. First, it raises your core body temperature during the walk, and the natural drop afterward signals to your brain it's time to sleep. Second, it reduces cortisol, your stress hormone, which is one of the top culprits of middle-of-the-night wake-ups. Third, walking helps regulate your circadian rhythm, especially if you walk in the morning and expose yourself to natural light. So here's your prescription: a 30-minute morning walk, natural light, same time every day. Give it 2 weeks. You will be amazed. Benefit number 4, and your bones and joints become more resilient. This one surprises a lot of people because many seniors avoid walking because their knees hurt. The thinking is, if it hurts, rest it. But in most cases, that's exactly backwards. Your knee cartilage has no blood supply of its own. It gets its nutrients through a process called synovial fluid exchange, which only happens when you move. When you walk, the gentle compression and release of the joint literally pumps nutrients in and waste products out. Resting actually starves your cartilage. Multiple studies show that regular walkers have less knee pain over time, not more. A 2019 study in the journal Arthritis and Rheumatology found that people who walked for exercise were 40% less likely to develop activity-limiting knee pain compared to non-walkers. And for bones, walking is a weight-bearing exercise, which means every step sends a mild stress signal through your bones, triggering them to maintain and sometimes increase their density. This is your best natural defense against osteoporosis. Start gently. Flat surfaces, supportive shoes, even 15 minutes counts. Your joints will thank you within weeks. Benefit number 5, and perhaps the most life-changing of all, walking rewires your emotional brain. Depression and anxiety in adults over 60 are wildly underdiagnosed. Many seniors quietly accept feelings of sadness, disconnection, and low motivation as just part of getting older. They're not. When you walk, your brain releases a cocktail of feel-good chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. But it's not just about the chemicals. Walking, especially outdoors, activates your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for perspective, planning, and emotional regulation. It literally pulls you out of the anxious, ruminating loop that depression keeps you trapped in. A major Harvard study found that 35 minutes of walking per day was associated with a 26% lower risk of developing depression. Other research shows that for mild to moderate depression, regular walking is as effective as antidepressant medication without a single side effect.
And there's a social dimension too. Walking in your neighborhood, a park, or with a friend creates opportunities for connection, one of the most powerful predictors of longevity and happiness in older adults. Your mood on day 1 of walking and day 30 of walking will feel like two different people. So let's recap the 5 things that happen to your body when you walk every day after 60. 1. Your heart becomes stronger and more flexible. 2. Your brain literally grows, protecting against memory loss. 3. Your sleep transforms, giving you deep, restorative rest. 4. Your joints get nourished and your bones get denser. And 5. Your mood and mental health rebuild from the inside out. None of this requires perfection. You don't need to walk 10,000 steps on day 1. Start with 10 minutes, then 15, then 20. Build the habit first. The distance and speed will follow naturally. The research is clear, and it is overwhelming. Walking is the closest thing we have to a miracle drug for adults over 60. And it's available to you right now, today, the moment you step outside. If this video helped you, please hit like and subscribe, and drop a comment below telling me how many minutes a day do you walk. I read every single comment. I'll see you in the next video. Now go take that walk.